Hello everyone, I am Rita Jain. Today I am going to discuss top 15 questions related to testing technique. This question session would be perfect guide for you to master testing technique questions. So without any delay, let's go ahead and take a look on these top 15 questions. Before moving to the agenda, I would like that you subscribe my channel to get notification for such videos. So let's discuss the agenda. In this video, we will discuss top 15 multiple choice questions related to black box testing technique with full explanation of answers. And this session is going to be useful for freshers appearing for testing job interview and testing engineers who are preparing for ISTQB foundation exams. So from their syllabus, I covered complete testing technique section, and software testing professionals who want to learn testing technique, and engineers who want to move to testing domain. So let's start with the questionnaire session. Uh, so before start, if you didn't watch my another testing technique videos which are related to best black book testing technique, do watch them. Then after that, watch this questionnaire session. So here is the first question. Which of the following is a typical defect? Equivalence class partitioning identify. Options are improper handling of sequence of events, improper handling of combination of conditions, improper handling of large and small values, and improper handling of classes of input. So here the keyword is class. So you can, if you want to solve this question quickly, so right option is 4. And for its description, you can watch my video, another video. So let's see the correct answer. So correct answer is 4, as is ECP technique is used to test the input fields where we supply data in the ranges, various ranges. So what we do in this technique, we divide the data range in various partitions, and from that partition we choose one data as a test case. Now let's move to the second question. Second question is, which of the following is a typical defect boundary value analysis would identify? So let's see the options. Number one, improper handling of sequence of events. Number two, improper handling of combination of conditions. Number three, improper handling of large and small values. Number four, improper handling of classes of input. So, as the name indicates, binary value technique uh, test the input field by providing the data uh, within the boundary limits, around the boundary limits, minimum and maximum. So here the right answer should be improper handling of large and small values. Let's see. So sometimes there is chances that defect would be possible around the boundary values. So this technique is helpful in that. So let's see the correct answer. The correct answer is 3. Question number 3. Which of the following is a typical defect decision table testing would identify? Choices: improper handling of sequence of events, improper handling of combination of conditions, improper handling of large and small values, improper handling of classes of input. So these 3 and 4 could not be the answer, as large and small values are handled by binary value technique and classes of input are handled by ECP technique. So answer should be from 1 and 2. As the decision table is used for testing the various input combinations based on conditions. So second should be the correct answer. Let's see the answer. Yes, correct answer is 2. Next, question number 4. Which of the following is a typical defect that state-based testing would identify? Choices: improper handling of sequence of events, improper handling of combination of conditions, improper handling of configuration combinations, improper handling of classes of input. So fourth could not be the right answer, as it is related to ECP technique. Improper handling of configuration combinations are related to hardware, like OS and browser related. So answer should be between 1 and 2. Improper handling of sequence of events and improper handling of combination of conditions. So combination of conditions are handled by decision table. So right answer is improper handling of sequence of events. As you know, the defect based testing is used to test the various transitions between various input fields. So one should be the right answer. Let's see the right answer. Yes, correct answer is 1. So let's move to question number 5. Which of the following is a typical defect that use case testing would identify? So use case testing is basically used to test the various user flows. So before discussing this, let's see the choices. Improper handling of large and small values. This should not be the right answer as it is handled by BVA technique. Improper handling of typical workflows. Improper handling of configuration combinations are improper handling of classes of input. This is handled by ECP technique. So right answer should be 2. Improper handling of typical workflows. So best example is login form or sign up form. So in various websites we have various options of signing up, like user can sign up through FB account, user can sign up through Google account or through mobile number. So we need to test the various user flows. So right answer is 2. Which of the following is a typical defect that pair-wise testing would identify? Choices: improper handling of sequence of events, improper handling of typical defects, typical workflow, sorry, improper handling of configuration combination, and improper handling of classes of input. So here the right answer is 3. Improper handling of configuration combinations. In this we test our application on various OS and various browsers combinations. So this technique is useful in that. So correct answer is 3. Question number 7. Which of the following category black box testing attempts to find error? So here you should remember the black box testing advantage and black box testing definition. For that you can refer my testing technique video 1. So let's see the choices. Incorrect or missing functions, interface errors, behavior or performance errors. So all these three type of errors are identified by black box testing. So right answer should be all of the above. So yes, 4 is the right answer. Next, equivalence partitioning comes under which type of testing? So answer should be black box testing. Yes, right answer is black box testing. Ninth, which type of errors are not identified by black box testing and can be uncovered by white box testing? So here the point is, one who remember the definition of black box testing uh, technique and white box testing technique would easily answer these would easily answer this question. So again, uh, that's why in beginning I told you that before attempting these questions, watch my video on testing technique. So let's see the choices. Number 1, logic error, performance error, behavioral error, none of the above. So as you know, the black box testing technique handle performance error and behavioral error. So the right answer for this question is logic errors. Logic errors are basically uncovered by white box testing technique. So right answer here is 1. Question number 10. Dash proves the programmer ability to handle data at the limit of acceptability. So as you know, the boundary value analysis technique work around the limits, maximum and minimum. So here straightforwardly right answer would be boundary value analysis among these three options: graph based testing, equivalence partitioning, and boundary value analysis. So right answer here is 1. 11. Dash tests are designed to validate functional requirement without regard to the internal working of the program. So let's see the options: white box test, control structure test, number 3 black box test, and gray box test. So here right answer is black box test, because in black box test the tester is unaware about the implementation details of the application under test. So again, here again you should know the definition of black box testing on feature of black box testing techniques. So right answer is 3. Question number 12. Boundary value analysis is a test design technique that complements dash technique, condition testing, graph-based testing, equivalence partitioning, and loop testing. As we know, we discussed in the testing technique video that equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis technique can be used together. So they complement each other. So right answer here is 3. Question number 13. What is equivalence partition? So these are the option: input output range of values such that every 10th value in the range become a test case. This could not be the answer. Second is an input output range of value such that each value in range become a test case. This is also could not be a right answer, as equivalence partition is used to reduce the number of test cases, so it will increase our test cases. Number 3, a set of test cases for testing classes of objects, uh, an input and output range of values such that only one value in a range become a test case. So the right answer for this is 4. Question number 14. The switch is switched off. This is in fact a very interesting question based on the testing technique application. So question is, the switch is switched off once the temperature falls below 18 and then is turned on when the temperature reaches to more than 21. Identify the equivalence partition values which belongs to the same class. So here we can divide this 18 to 21 data range into three partitions: below 18, above 8, between 18 and 21, and above 21. So below, when the temperature is below 18, the switch get turned off, and when the temperature is between 18 and 21, no action is defined. And third partition is above 21. So when the temperature is above 21, the switch gets on. So these are the various classes. Uh, these are the various data values. 14, 15, 19 could not be the right answer, as it belongs, data here belongs to two ranges, that is below 18 and between 18 and 21. Second, 22, 23, 24. So here the data belongs to one class, that is above 21, and so right answer would be 2, as the other two belongs to two different classes. If you closely watch these 3 and 4 options, so you will observe the data values here belongs to two ranges. So only second option have the values which belongs to one class, that is above 21. So correct answer should be 2. So let's move to the last question, question number 15 of this session. That is also an interesting question. Which of the following technique is not a black box testing technique? So here again, you should know the black box testing technique names and its definition to answer this question. Number 1, syntax testing, LCSAJ testing, linear code sequence and jump, state transition testing, boundary value analysis. So guys, 3 and 4 could not be the answer. So these are straightforwardly, these are the name of the black box testing technique. So only confusion is 1 and 2. One is also used in black box testing. So the right answer is LCSAJ, linear code sequence and jump, which is in fact a white box testing technique. So let's see the answer. Yes, so the right answer is 2. So with this, I am ending this session. Hope you guys enjoy listening to this session, and hoping that you find this session useful. You can write your queries and doubts in comment box. I would try to reply ASAP, and please be kind to enough to subscribe my channel and watch many more videos from the playlist of this channel. Soon I will be coming back with another interesting topic. Till then, bye bye. We'll meet you again. Thank you. Bye.